Hey guys, Commander Cook here, and today we're going to be making some Max Rebo Battalion clone troopers. Real quick though, I do want to kind of apologize for the crazy upload schedule. I do want to get more consistent, it's just that life is really busy, but you can always count on me that I am going to eventually upload because I do really enjoy doing this. Right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and get into the background of these characters. So, if you are a Black Series collector, there's a good chance that you know Out of the Basement. And if you know Out of the Basement, there's a good chance that you know they are big fans of Max Rebo and have had Clone Trooper customs made for them, as well as Clone Trooper art. And so basically what I'm going to be doing today is taking the Max Rebo Clone Trooper Battalion and kind of combining it with the black and yellow of Out of the Basement to make essentially Max Rebo Battalion's Special Operations Troopers. I will get into a little bit more lore later on when we actually discuss the characters, but as you can see here, I disassembled the figure, and a little bit different from last time, I did not separate the two main torso pieces. So because these figures are going to be completely black figures, I'm going to need to Dremel down the parts that actually rotate into the ankle so that when the paint rubs against it, it will not scratch off and reveal the white underneath. As you can see, there's a gap right there, and that's exactly what we want. I'm also going to be putting commas and shoulder pads on these guys, so I'm going to Dremel down those areas as well, just to make it a little easier to put those pieces on. So now I'm basically just going to be painting everything black, and I'll take that opportunity to tell you a little bit more about these guys. Their names are Zam and Bear, which is Max Rebo backwards and kind of letter swapped. They both feature dual pistols, commas, and BART Trooper styled helmets, Bear having the sort of commander one, and Zam having the binocs. Bear specifically has a pauldron. I was also going to do that for Zam, but that will be explained later on. And then he also has a machete. And then Zam has a knife on the back of his belt. And then I forgot to mention that Bear has a sort of Revenge of the Sith styled antenna on his back. For extra accessories, besides the normal Clone Trooper blasters of course, Bear has a pair of binoculars, and Zam has two different sniper rifles. After I've finally painted on all the black, it's now time for the yellow, and I based that mainly off of this piece of art. This yellow did take quite a long time to paint on, and I think that's just because of the lighter color on top of the darker color, but if you wanted to go faster, you could probably use something like an airbrush. I just personally prefer to hand paint. So here I am painting on some metallic details, like this hand holding a grenade, and you may notice there is a special piece down there with a hand holding a Palpatine hologram, and I got that from Wilson Works 3D on Etsy. Shout out to him and Camino and Cloners for basically all the pieces that I used on this project. After that, it's now time to combine all the pieces back together. Something that I do feel I should mention is that after I painted everything, I did put a Krylon matte clear coat over the paint to protect it. That was actually something pretty nice about this project. Usually I have some sort of annoying problem that I'm able to fix in the end, but of course it's annoying. And especially with like black paint on top of white, it was awesome that there was no paint rub at all. For my comma, I'm going to be using this black fabric that I've already cut out the shape for. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't really have a method on how I get that shape. I usually kind of just eyeball it. To attach the pistol holsters to the belt, I just use some glue and elastic band that I get from Amazon. So this is where I mentioned earlier about not ending up using a pauldron for ZAM. As you can see here, the pauldrons are different. It's very subtle, but they are different. But that kind of turned out in my favor because I looked at Sam without a pauldron and I thought he looked cooler, so I ended up going with that. I attached most of the extra pieces with some hot glue. It kind of seems to give it a little bit more flexibility. Lastly, on these figures, all I need to do is put some gloss on the visors and then attach the heads with some blue tack. If you did enjoy this video, consider leaving a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. Thank you all for all of your support, and I will see y'all in the next one.